So in this day and age, I mean, obviously pestilence.
Yes.
I think it's interesting for people to know, as far as like blazing forth a career as a musician.
Sure.
That you have to have all these different spigots, and you can't lean on one too much because that might dry up, and then you're left with your trousers down, as it were. And it's always interesting to hear people's different perspectives on that. Sure. And obviously, as you were just describing, you had Olivia, and she'd do X amount of stuff, throughout the year. And you kind of depend on that. Okay, well, I know I'm set because I got that going. And then, Simon called, and so I know June and July are going to be good. And then I'm going to do my tour. So kind of walk us through as you're doing kind of leading up to COVID, what you're doing now, and that kind of stuff.
Happy to share all that stuff. It's been a really interesting career for me because it hasn't been necessarily normal. There's been lots of gigs I've either turned down or, gone down paths that might have been not the usual. And a lot of times there wasn't specific thought about the financial or, the living thing, but somehow it's been a path that I've been able to keep the lights on, but certainly diversity has helped me a lot. It's, by being able to plug in, if you think about Olivia and Simon and Danger, these are pretty disparate, things to do, but I did them all with the same love, man, and the same passion, the same energy. And that's just the way I'm wired, and it works, but clearly these days, it's making it clearly as an instrumental guitarist is it would be challenging, I think, for anybody. There's very few, I think, that are making loads of money doing it. But it's more, I'm very thankful that somehow along the way I've garnered a bit of a fan base.
Yes, absolutely.
Kind of accidentally in some ways. A lot of it's, with the advent of YouTube and people spreading videos that they like, and so much of it early on I had nothing to do with it. It was either a bootleg or a fan shot thing. But it's like Elvis Costello said something in an interview years ago that really resonated with me, in that, like, you just got to do what you really love to do, and someday at the bottom of the ocean, somebody's going to discover it. You know what I mean? if it's really something of value. It was this, some analogy he was conjuring in his beautiful lyrical speak, but I took heart in that. It's like, I just want to make the music I make, and somehow it's getting out there more and more. So there's the fan base. So, these days, especially, I have a guitar instructional website that I have called Guitar Experience, guitarexperience.net. And I'm doing, a song of the month and going through my entire catalog. And I've really, at this stage found that I'm a good teacher, where teaching early on for me was always difficult, to sit with somebody and go, "You're a sweet child of mine, I'll see you next week." that was never in my wheelhouse. And I didn't understand that I had a lot to offer, even when I might have had a lot to offer. But at this point in my life, now that turns 57 in July, there's a set of experiences there. And I'm, through working with TrueFire initially, they had me come in and do some lessons, thanks to Jeff McElwain encouraging me to do so. Mm-hmm. I felt like I'm developing, chops doing this, and I really enjoy it. So it's good, and because I'm teaching myself, because I'm learning, I'm having to explain things that we might have developed naturally through the years by lots of playing. Well, now I got to tell somebody what's going on here. So what's going on here? And there's so many undeveloped little bits that I might have recorded that, wow, I wish I had more of that,
Sure.
So as I'm explaining it to the potential student, I'm getting so much out of it. And it's kicking my butt, because some stuff I'm actually going on YouTube and clicking on the song, and you got the some option. If you don't know about that, kids, that you can go into the settings and you can slow it down. So I'm slowing down my own stuff on YouTube. Right. Like, what the hell was that? I can't, and some stuff I can't figure out. That's, because especially earlier stuff where I now will allow myself to compose a solo if I think it's proper to do so. And so I'll be happy with it. But the earlier stuff that you go back, it's all improvised.
Right, exactly.
It might have happened once, and how the hell you must have that experience, because you're doing some whackadaisical things on that guitar. So there's that. There's some wonderful associations with some of the gear companies, where I've had and I know you've got some gear too that has your name on it. So to be able to collaborate, especially like with some of the pedal companies, and my friend Josh over at JHS, and the Exotic guys, and Carl Martin, various and sundry, G&I down in Brazil, to have some gear that you can, have some input on and really fine tune it, and then making it available, so there's some income there from royalties from some of that stuff. And don't know, what am I leaving out? Yeah, obviously, some session now I'm able to do remotely, where I always kind of drug my feet with the technology. I like being in a room with people.
Yeah, I agree.
I like to have the engineer there, because if I'm left to my own devices, I'll get it done, but it's not easy. But through this time of COVID, I've been doing some, jingle sessions and stuff. Oh yeah, okay, I'll do it. And I'm getting it done, and it's fun. But the live stream gigs have been the most beneficial thing of all. And it was it was a fluke thing when the lockdown happened and we lost all our gigs. I was supposed to go to the UK and Europe with my band, and we got to stay home. Okay, but I had this buddy of mine is in a band called Bowling for Soup. You heard these guys?
Yeah.
Well, that might be a name you would like. Yeah, Bowling for Soup. Jarrett Reddick is a Facebook friend of mine. I kept seeing him posting about these Stage It gigs, right? And he was do live streaming. So I just hit him up and said, man, can you show me the ropes? And he showed me the ropes. And it would always say, 2 p.m/8 p.m. I'm like, guy's doing 2 a day. This is great. All right, that's what I'll do. I'll do 2 a day. So since the end of March, I've been doing 2 every Saturday at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m., right? Well, it turns out he was saying, 2 p.m. U.S., Central, and 8 p.m. U.K., because he got a lot of fans in it.
Oh, I got so
he was doing one gig, but through the beauty of my complete naivete and misunderstanding, I doubled my gigs.
Right.
Kicked my butt because I was making each of them different. But so that's the technology curve on that one. Getting the sound right, getting the lights right, getting the all the visual stuff. It's not in my natural wheelhouse. But I have a neighbor, Rob Wexler, who is an incredible electric violinist, and he was my engineer on all the early records.
Oh, and he's a neighbor.
He lives literally 2 doors down. So he's doing some streaming too. He's got an incredible one-man show that he does with a variety of mandolin and violin and oud and sitar. It's incredible. But he's always like the smartest guy that I know and knows all. So he'll come down, kind of teach me what he's doing. He's got me hooked up with Ableton, which I wish I had been using for clinics all these years, because I got a MIDI foot switch, and you can edit exactly when a track starts, and you get it all. All the mastering kind of done within the thing. So, with all your clinics over the years, did you use like your iPad or?
Yeah, but it was CDs for the longest.
Dude, I had CDs. I would have to have 3 or 4 because
you never knew when they weren't going to work.
They weren't going to work. So now to have this foot pedal set up with, I can scroll through the tunes and I can hit a button and it starts exactly when I need it. Not like point and then hope it starts.
Right.
So that's how I'm doing the shows, right? And that's been a cool thing because it's. And people really appreciate it, especially early on before, when people really were staying home,
right,
as they should have. It gave people something to look forward to. And,
right,
I loved it because I had a gig and a way to play. And then people come on, and on that platform, they can chat and make comments. And
sure.
And they're chatting throughout the whole freaking gig.
Right.
It's like I'm a little bit of the catalyst to get it going. But it's the only gig where you're not pissed off that everybody's chatting. You're like, because
exactly,
they're having a ball. They're just they're chatting about the music. They're talking to each other, and it's this supportive thing. So I felt really fortunate to have that. It's a lot of the same people come to every gig. It's
sure,
like there's this collection of folks that know each other now, and
right.
Anyway, so that's it's all irons in the fire, like you say, just to figure out how to keep it going. But it just kind of seems to get better and better over time somehow.
Well, what's interesting is that I've heard some people say who have figured out how to make these live streams meaningful and fun to do and sure, profitable. They're like, I don't know if I'll ever tour as much anymore. This is.
Well, I will say I have to be honest and say it's not that I haven't had that thought. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier. Says it's going to be harder to get me to leave home now. It's like
right,
but no, I mean, there's nothing like the energy, and this too. And the best gigs are those small clubs where everybody's just freaking packed.
Right
to the gills. But it's going to be a while before that's safe. So.
Absolutely.
And when I was talking about Jared again from Bowling for Soup, he says, I've been doing this since 2009. So he's had this additional, and it comes just like he could do it backstage before or after a gig, chat, play, acoustic guitar or whatever. But to have the ability that we have, the world is at our doorstep, and why not be able to have that interaction,
Right,
but
right,
your freaking live streams are just freaking brilliant. Every time that I run across and click on your thing, it's like it's so apparent. Now we all know that there's no greatest player in the world, but these thoughts go through your head, and I was like, yeah, Scott Henderson, he's like the baddest dude out there. You're like, Jeff Beck, there's nobody better than Jeff Beck. But you're one of those guys where, I listen to you play, and the ability and the amount of stuff that you can traverse so authentically makes me go, yeah, great. He's just the baddest dude out there. It's like, damn. He's just,
sweet, but deranged.
Well, no, but it's such a cool thing to watch how your career has grown too. In that, it's that Elvis Costello thing with both of us in a way. We've been doing what we've been doing for a really long time, but we've stuck to it. And there's a certain integrity that you have, and a certain joy that you have that people just really love to be around. Just, in addition to this incredible amount of musicianship that you have and are able to do just anything, but damn, it's the way you're doing it and the vibe you put out, and how important is that now more than ever, man, to have that kind of beauty. It's giving people the good stuff that we need now more than ever. So just my way of going back at you, dude.
Oh, well,
because it's great to see that.
I've always enjoyed doing, the live streams and the even prior to this and and just the video. I mean, I just like playing guitar. You know how it is.
Dude, absolutely.
Like playing. And then,
exactly.
People want to know what you're doing. Hey, check this out. You can do this.
Yeah.
And, you come up, you just can't wait to kind of it's just the joy of playing I'm all about it. So when they said, hey, you got to stay home and you got to do videos at your house and you can't go anywhere except to the grocery store, I'm like, perfect.
I was going to say, for some of us, life's not that much different. We're just not leaving town. I kind of, again, talking with a friend earlier, it was like, I kind of feel bad that I enjoyed the time because my family was stuck with me. My wife she works 3 days a week, but still, it's like she was stuck at home. Alex couldn't go to school. He's had to do his stuff online. So even if we're in different parts of even if you're in different, he's 16.
Wow.
So yeah, I know, and he's going to be your height, man. He's taller than me already. But even though if we're different, it just feels different when everybody's home. So there was a kind of a reset vibe to that, and getting in touch with spending more time. We have a smallish backyard. We have a backyard, and one of my greatest joys is just filling the bird feeder a little bit every day and putting fresh water in the bird bath and just waiting for the squirrels and the birds to come. And I put carrots out for the bunnies every dusk.
Yes.
And it's just, I don't know, the air got clearer. And it's like, man, there's some beauty here, And
yes.
in the face of all the obvious horrible things and suffering that were going on, it was nice to just kind of hit that reset button and go, this is the important stuff, the family, nature, what can we do,
exactly
to help elsewhere. Obviously we want to do our part to do the best we can for the world and how it's suffering. But yeah, it nice to experience that in some ways.
Yes. I've got all 4 kids home again.
Oh man, right on.
So it's, and then my wife's working upstairs. She's in the attic.
And man, this is Seth Meyers.
My daughters, one's working from home, one's going from school from home, or she's in summer school for college. Yeah. And then my other son just finished up. He's 16 also. He just finished up his sophomore year. Yep. And then he plays sax. So he's going to be doing this jazz camp that'll start next week. And then, of course, Dylan is home, and we do our live streams 4 times a week.
So good. And there he is now. I saw him. There was a Dylan sighting. I saw him. He looked a little blurry. I can't tell.
Yes, it could have been a Sasquatch.
It could have been a Sasquatchian thing, but I don't.
But we're all home, and it's crazy. It's a crazy time, and right now I'm just trying to figure out. There's gigs in the fall. I've got this UK thing in the fall, and the guy's like, I think it's going to happen. I'm like, I don't think so, dude.
It's not looking great. I know. I'm the same way. They rebooked my April for September. I'm like, I hope so, but yeah.
Well, my wife makes a good point. She's like, yeah, what happens if everything's set to go, you've purchased your tickets, and 2 days before you go, there's a massive uptick, and then everyone shuts it down again. Or worse yet, you get over there and they shut it down. And then
a lot of stories of that. Yeah, that's very scary. And